this one will be a tier list of all the teams. And the second one, I wanted to just show you my pick'ems and crystal ball. Maybe you can get some inspiration from my choices. I bet some of you will disagree. I noticed the league videos are always the most controversial ones, but even though I don't play anymore, I still like watching it, and yeah, that's why I think I can make a list like this. So yeah, world's 16 teams. Let's maybe start with the lower ones. So this team is from Brazil, I think. I mean, they went to finals and they also beat 100 Thieves. So if you wanna go like that, you know what? I will put them into C tier first. So I'm not gonna rank all the players. That's gonna be too long, and a lot of them I can't really talk about it. It's kind of similar like my MSI video where I could barely talk about AL. So yeah, we just do the teams, but yeah, this guy very good. EU, very good. I mean, he won LEC once, pretty good. And this guy Koreans, since they added him, this team looked very good. So for now, let's put him into C tier, and then let's see how the other teams look, or what else we have. Next team, FlyQuest. So these guys are actually very impressive. I gotta say, they got their own style. They're not afraid of anyone. They play their game no matter against who. You know, it's not like this. Some teams, especially Western teams, they tend to just slowly lose against better teams. And FlyQuest, I feel like they always try to be proactive to force their gameplay onto their enemies. And last year they took Genji to 5 games with weird picks like Nunu Jungle, for example. So they are always good for a surprise. I will put them B for now, but we will see later. 100 Thieves. Honestly, I don't know how these guys do it every time. They snuck into first stand somehow. They snuck into MSI somehow, and they snuck into Worlds again. But then they lost against VKS, and they were struggling pretty hard. So Worlds is always whole another league, especially you gotta consider these teams are all from North and South America, and the tournament is in China, so these guys definitely have a slight disadvantage when it comes to jet lag. Of course, they are there for several weeks earlier, but it's still, if you're born in the country you are playing in, it's just different. So yeah, let's put Fly into B for now. Okay, then we have TS, the team that always looks insane in China, like insane. And then at every international tournament they are just strugglers. Still, I mean, look at these players. Kanavi, Jackie Love, 369. I don't know, man, if they can just get their shit together, they might even be an S team, but to me, I can't rank them higher than A, because they're just always struggled. Of course, they had some bad decisions. For example, I don't even know when this was, maybe 21 or 22 or something like this, where they tried to go for a base race, or not, it wasn't even a race, they just tried to finish, and finished the Nexus, but there was a bug with more of Morpheus, and it didn't trigger on the ADC, so he just got one shot, even though he had the item that prevents being one shot by AP gems, and it didn't proc, so they couldn't finish the game, and then the other team won. So that wasn't their fault, but these guys seem to be cursed at international events, so I'll just put them into A for now. Okay, next team, guys. This is just hypothetical because hate me or love me, after this sentence I bet 3 people will press on dislike already. There's no way they win against T1, so these guys for me are out already. But in the Magic universe in which they win against T1, I still wouldn't put them higher than B. They got gapped by all 3 teams. They got gapped by BLG, by AAL, and by TES. So there's no way. But I'm telling you, there's no way they lose to T1. They win to T1 against T1. Next team, BLG. They struggled early in the season, but then they added. The guy isn't even here. Oh no, he is here. Then they added a new jungler, which is so funny. The path this guy took. He was in EU, jungling in EU. Then a lot of years jungling in like mid-tier teams in China, and then suddenly he joins BLG, and they seem revitalized. Completely revitalized. These guys are insane. I will definitely put them into S tier. In MSI, I would have put them here, but they really, really glowed up since Shadow joined, so I believe in them being S tier team. AL, they were the surprise of the year, basically. Made it to MSI, made it to what's the tournament called again? EWC. Made it to finals. Very good team, but in summer split they were struggling a lot, and that's why I'm only gonna put them into A. This is arguable. In China, I would put him like this. But since TES are world's strugglers, I will put AL in front. Okay, next team, MCOY. First EU team. Now look, I'm definitely not EU biased, even though I wish I could see them win once. Funnily enough, I actually watched the Season 1 Worlds Cup, which looked more like a LAN party than an actual event, and that's the only time a non-Asian team won. Fnatic won back then, but many people consider this to not be like a real win, because back then the Asian teams didn't even have their own servers, but still they won once, so NA can never take that away from us. Yeah, MCOY, they look solid. Definitely, like clearly second best team in EU. Nothing to say about that, but are they B tier? No way. So I put them C tier, but in front of VKS. Yeah, I mean, solid team, but if they can't play their style, they are struggling a lot. And I also feel like a lot depends on how the jungler is performing. I feel like, and by the way, this guy is also amazing. I feel like this guy had a stinker in the finals and kinda ran it down, but this guy is secret pick, very good. So let's see how far they can go. Next team, G2. Now again, G2, every single year, they look insane going into Worlds, and then somehow they still manage to not make it into quarters. So if you just go based on pretty much they won at EWC against BLG, and I feel after that game suddenly we saw another G2. They dominated EU, they dominated the finals, they dominated everything. They looked extremely clean, and I have hopes for them, but still, first of all, not higher than B, and second of all, also not higher than Fly, because Fly just on again and again showed that they just are better. But I will not say no if they win against Fly, but objectively speaking, to me, Fly is better than G2. Fnatic, clearly the weakest team from EU, lost pretty clearly against MCoy. Still, Poby, insane player from T1. Mickey always shows up at Worlds. I would say they are better than VKS, but clearly worse than MCoy. I think this is a good position to put them in. As mentioned, this guy might have some surprises for you, but he's just in Fnatic since summer, so of course they don't play perfectly together yet, but I think there's a lot of chance, and yeah, if they train in Korea, maybe they get even better. So yeah, let's just see. Now, guys, I'm sorry, I do not know anything about this team. I think this probably is Vietnam, right? So sorry, guys, I don't know this team. And most of the time, when I don't know a team, they are bad, so I'll just put them here. But maybe I will. I also don't know any of these names. Guys, no clue, I'm sorry. PSG, always good for a surprise. Karsa, a bit older, but definitely well-rounded player. Maple too. Yeah, this team looks good. I think they went second place in PCS. I see them beating VKS. Do they? And I think they also beat Fnatic. Guys, PCS is getting better and better. They really, especially CFO, I would put CFO even in B tier. These guys, do not underestimate them. They took T1 to 5 games twice, I think, or at least once. So yeah, definitely B tier. Do I think they can beat G2? Yes. Do I think they can beat Fly? Yes. Do I think they can beat IG? Yes. But still, I have to do some kind of ranking, and it's still first place of both major regions, basically. Yeah, I think I will leave it like this. Guys, I'm not even that sure about IG anymore, honestly. But let's keep it like this. Okay, guys, now I know I'm gonna get more dislikes here again, but S tier. But these guys, I don't even care what you say. They are all amazing. Doran, kind of a struggler. I hope he gets back into MSI 4 maybe, because then he let him die to Krugs again, please, so he can regain his Krug buff. But yeah, T1 at Worlds is just a different kind of level, and I feel like players like Carrier or even Faker, they maybe Faker's not the best example, but players like Carrier, they love the new fearless draft system, and I feel like this guy is such a clutch factor in these game 5 moments where it's about, hey, what kind of special pick can I do? And I feel like he's gonna be MVP again. Yeah, sorry, hate me or love me, but for me, T1 S tier team at Worlds especially. And guys, don't base your decision off the last game you saw them play. Yeah, they got stomped 3-0 by Hanwha Live. No question, Hanwha was the better team that day, but still, who went to MSI, they went to finals, they went 3-2 versus Gen.G twice, even though they lost both times, but still 5 games. They were the only team to beat Gen.G in LCK. So yeah, they had a fail game against a fail series against Hanwha, but you gotta consider sometimes a player can be sick or tired or just it's not their day, they didn't sleep well. There's a lot of factors, so maybe they just had a bad day, because the overall season, I honestly would say T1 and Hanwha are about the same level. I would say they are equally good. It's just it depends on their how do you say how their performance on that day is, how they feel on the day of the plays. So yeah, since I was talking about that, Hanwha for me S tier team too, clearly slightly behind T1, and that's only because T1 at Worlds is just another level. And I think if you were to ask me LCK tier list, I think I would have put them behind yeah. Then we get KT. Now KT, underrated team. BDD, insane player. I feel so bad for him. I feel like this guy deserves some kind of title, man. This guy is so crazy. And they actually beat Gen.G, the only team to ever beat Gen.G in a best of 5 this year. Imagine what a statistic this is. So amazing team. But we gotta stay calm, because the way they qualified is slightly fraudulent. Now, hear me out. What I mean by that is they got that one win against Gen.G, and that's the reason why they qualified. But other than that, they didn't really show consistent goodness like T1 or Hanwha or Gen.G. They just had a good run at the end, So, and they also later got 3-0 by Hanwha too. So I wanna stay humble when it comes to KT, and I wanna put them here. Initially, I would have put them here, but again, TES are Worlds strugglers, so I will put KT here. And now, perfectly matching, and I think we have to do it like this. Make a last row. No, wait. Worlds twice, didn't look as dominant as Gen G. The only fail they had was very early. They didn't go to first stand. They lost the finals against Hanwha. But after that, they just dominated everything. One MSI, one LCK, one EWC, one LCK again. And it's just, this team is just on another level. Chovy, this guy's, I feel like he's cheating, like actually, and Ruler too. This team is so good. And I also feel like this will be the year where they're not going to choke at Worlds. I just feel like it because Doran is in T1 now, so that problem is gone. And also notorious world strugglers were for example Peanut, which is also not in Gen G anymore. I don't even know what was the lineup last year when they were lost to T1 in the half final. I think Pace and Lehens, right? So yeah, Pace, Lehens. Pace look good, but Lehens is coin flip supporter, so their support bot was a huge step up to last year, and top jungle mid stayed the same. Why even change? Because he's best mid at the moment, best jungler at the moment, best top at the moment. There's an argument if Zeus is better, but I feel like Keen shows up more, and I also feel like Zeus is still very young, and I feel the reason why all these people grew up in this roster, in the T1 roster, was because Faker, maybe he's not the best player anymore, but he has experience and he can really lead young, good players. You know, sometimes you don't know, should I take the Baron, should I go for a finish, stuff like that, and having a leader like Faker is insane. And I felt at times that in Hanwha Live, this leader guy, there wasn't a real leader guy, you know what I mean by that? Maybe you agree with me. And sometimes he just seemed lost. He still has the hands, but he seemed lost here and there. So I think Keen is better. And yeah, guys, I think this is how I will leave the list. I feel like this is a pretty fair representation. I mean, you could argue this, honestly, I'm not even kidding. First of all, T1 always beats BLG. I think they lost once last year at MSI, but other than that, they basically beat them every time. I think I will put T1 here. Oh my god, and maybe even Hanwha. Man, LCK is just on another level. Just today we had the Asia Invitational, where the 4th to 6th place teams, or no, 5, 6, 7, or 4, 5, 6 teams played against each other, and the final was again 2 Korean teams. Fearx won, congratulations. So LCK is on another level. I think I will even do it like this, yes. Guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you agree with my list. I hope no one goes for my family after releasing this list. Please don't be mad if I put a team you love lower than you think they should be. And please tell me in the comments if you think, if you would put a team in a different column. But please stay, you know, no harsh words here, we're chilling. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.